This is obviously a very special day and a special occasion. We want you to enjoy yourselves tonight. This is a time for celebration. I've told the recruits in my earlier comments to them, it's okay to act like you're enjoying yourself and you're glad to be here, because you should be very proud that they've reached this point to celebrate their graduation from the Academy tonight. This is a day that's been looked forward to for an awful long time. This class began on January 24th, but we know that the families and these recruits have been preparing for much longer than that to get ready for the grueling part of this academy and what's to come ahead in the promising careers that we know that they're going to have. So thank you very much for being here and taking the time to celebrate this with us tonight. We've got some special guests with us tonight, and I certainly hope I don't miss anybody. It's always a risk I run when I try to recognize the people that have been gracious enough to come tonight and celebrate this with us, but we are very honored to have several people here with us tonight, and I wanted to take an opportunity to individually recognize them. First off is School Board Member Richard Tatum is with us. Thank you for being here, Mr. Tatum. Our Deputy Superintendent of Instruction, Derek Jensen. Thank you, Mr. Jensen, for being here. I want to introduce to you the folks that are seated behind me on the stage. Up here, you're going to hear from a couple or three of those as we move through the program tonight. But on my far left is our MTC director, who has always been very, very supportive of our program and continues to be, and that's Mr. Doug Wagner. Next to him is our Executive Director of Adult Career and Technical Education, Dr. Paul Gansimer. Man that needs no introduction, I'm sure, but I'm going to do it anyway, and then you're going to hear from him a little bit later on, as he is our keynote speaker tonight, Sheriff Rick Wells, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. And my boss, seated next to him, you talk about somebody that's supportive and fights for our program, she absolutely does, and it is appreciated, and we take an opportunity every time we can to express our appreciation for that, and that's our Assistant Director on our East Campus, Dr. Jennifer Gilray. Two very important people sitting next to her that run the day-to-day operations of this academy and gets us from beginning to end and do an excellent job at that is Coordinator Leslie Chevalier. And sitting behind me where you probably can't see him is our lead instructor, Jake Merrill. I always want to take the opportunity to recognize our advisory board members. We have about 50 programs of instruction. If I'm wrong about that, I'm sure Mr. Wagner will correct me on that, but about 50 programs at Manatee Technical College. We have very active advisory boards throughout those programs, and they are a vital part of making sure that our programs work and they work like they should. Our advisory board has been such a staunch supporter of our program for many, many years. Going back when I first got involved with the advisory board in probably 1988, somewhere. I know y'all weren't born yet at that time, but with our advisory board, and they continue to be as active as they ever have, and we really appreciate their support, and I want to recognize them individually. I'm going to start with our chairman, Chief of the Palmetto Police Department, Chief Scott Tyler. They're wedged in these seats with their duty belts on up here, so if it looks like they're not really turning around, that's because they can't. So we'll cut them some. Chief Melanie Bevan. Showing off her athleticism by standing up and turning. I know what you're doing. Chief Bill Tokiger. From the Longboat Key Police Department, Chief George Turner. And our newest addition to our advisory board, recently promoted, Captain Kerry Chapman from the Manatee County. We have a whole lot of our instructors here with us tonight, and if I tried to introduce every one of them, I would certainly forget a couple of them, and I don't want to do that. But the instructors are what makes this academy run. We rely on their expertise and their experience, and they're so good about the giving of their time, and they truly care about these recruits and their success. And they have an awful lot to do with where they're going to be at in their careers in the years to come. And if you had a part in instructing in this academy, I would like for you to stand and be recognized. Instructors, please stand. Also, another individual I want to recognize that is so supportive of our program and continues to be is our state attorney, Mr. Ed Brodsky. Ed not only sends his staff out to conduct a lot of our instruction in the academy, both in crime scene and the mock trial, but Ed actually gives up his time himself to come out to the academy. And I certainly appreciate that, and I take that opportunity to tell him that every time we meet the world of these recruits to build that relationship. I think I've been in law enforcement for 15 years before I ever met a state attorney, so it's awfully nice to get that grassroots relationship going right off the bat. So Ed, thank you very much. We appreciate it. I have one of my staff people here I certainly want to recognize tonight. She puts a lot of this together and makes sure the program is like it's supposed to be and brings water in case anybody needs it. And that's Ms. Darla Walker, our program secretary. And you'll see the photographers running around taking pictures here tonight. They do an excellent job of documenting this, and I think you'll really enjoy the product that we come out with after this is done. And Tim Beckering is here and handling our photography tonight. Tim, thank you very much. Last but not least, I would certainly be remiss if I didn't acknowledge Paris Community High School for allowing us to use this beautiful facility to hold this celebration in. I don't know how many of you, this is the first time you've been in this auditorium or been on this campus, but it's a jewel. And we certainly appreciate Paris Community letting us utilize this, and thank you very much, Paris Community. All right. We're going to hear from some comments from some of these folks that are sitting up here behind us to give you a welcome tonight. And I'm going to start with Dr. Paul Gansman. Dr. Gansman.
Good evening, everybody. I bring greetings from our superintendent, Dr. Jason Weissong. He's at a conference and he apologizes for not being here tonight, but bring greetings from our county. As superintendent, he's very proud of this program, very proud of MTC and all that it brings. He came from a county that didn't have a technical college, so this has been a treat for him and for some of his staff as well. So as the Executive Director for Adult and Career Education, I want to thank you all for being here tonight to support your loved one on stage. So if you would, let's give a round of applause for our cadets. But I'd also like to thank Director Romine for all that he's done and all the years of service that he's given, not only for MTC and for our graduates, but also for the industry of law enforcement and all that he's done. So Director Romine, thank you for all that you've done for us as well. I bring him on and take he must have doctored degree too, so. But I also want to thank Mr. Wagner. I also want to thank Dr. Gilray for all their hard work as administration for MTC and for working with East. Law Enforcement Academy is one of our best academies that we have with MTC. We're very thankful for all they do to be able to support the program for our graduates to be successful and to get placed into the workplace. We'd like to thank all the advisory members also for all that you do, not only for MTC, but for your service to our community and for the continuation and the stability of being able to hire our graduates into your agencies that you do to protect us. So we thank you for all that you do for us as well. So thank you. And family and friends, I know you're very excited tonight for the graduates. That means hopefully they're going to be on that job and will be making that money. So before I pass on the microphone to Mr. Wagner, I would like to congratulate the cadets for all your hard work. We want to thank you for going through the program. We look forward to you being out on the job. And we know that our communities can be a safer community now because we know that you're well trained you're well disciplined, and you're gonna be working with agencies that have proven themselves to be awesome to be able to protect us here in Manatee County. So cadets, thank you, and all I ask is that you be safe each and every day, and just want to thank you for keeping us safe too. So congratulations to all of our cadets as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Hansberg. As I mentioned before, Mr. Wagner has been a staunch supporter of this program, and he works very, very hard to ensure that every program at MTC is successful. And we certainly appreciate his efforts on behalf of the Law Enforcement Academy at MTC. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Doug Wagner.
Good evening. So, some things. Manatee Technical College is one of 49 public school technical colleges in the entire state of Florida. We're one of 49. As Chief Marmine had mentioned, we have 50 programs. And the rigor to get into this program is unlike any other that we have at MTC. This is the toughest program to be in, and rightfully so. And of this program, it's one of 47 certified law enforcement training facilities in the state of Florida. We believe that the training these students receive is second to none. We truly believe that we have the very best training facility, training program, and soon to have facilities that we're building out east, second to anyone in the entire state of Florida. So we're very proud of that. The mission of Manatee Technical College is to produce highly skilled individuals and resourceful leaders through collaborative education, meet the ever-changing needs of our communities and our workforce. Through our mission, our graduates are highly skilled and they are resourceful leaders. And that's why we're here tonight, for you. On behalf of the School District of Manatee County and Manatee Technical College, I want to say congratulations. We're very proud of each and every one of you. It truly is an accomplishment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wagner. We're always very fortunate to have the sheriff be available to speak to us tonight. And we have seen a trend change over the last few years in our academies across the state, where we have a lot of sponsored recruits hired by the agencies, where once they leave the academy, they are ready to go into their individual agency training programs and go to work. And so we are very, very glad to have the support of all the agency heads, and it's certainly my honor now to introduce someone who's been a friend of mine for many, many years. I'm proud to call him our sheriff, and that's Sheriff Rick Wilson.
I'm going to try to turn this thing around if you don't mind. Try to talk to I'm not going to call them recruits. These are law enforcement officers, because every single one of them have already passed. So I want to thank Jay. I want to thank the advisory board, all of you that are sitting there watching me and doing absolutely nothing this evening. Thank you for being here. I want to thank and congratulate all of you. I'm not sure if you understand really how special you are. Now, why would I say that? I want you to understand that just as a sheriff of Manatee County Sheriff's Office, we process over 200 applicants for every recruit class to get what you see here today. So you're a very unique group, because you've already shown that you have the character to be a law enforcement officer, that you have lived a good life, you've done the right thing, you have made the right choices. And I know that because you have not already shown the ability to do what it takes to be a law enforcement officer. You would not be sitting here today. So I really do want you to remember everything that you have gone through and what brought you to this stage tonight, because you are a very special group. I'm sure that you are like many of us. You chose this profession, and it is a profession. This is not a job, because you're not a 9-to-5 person. You're not a desk person. You're not someone that just wants to sit at one location and do a job. You have a drive to help your community. And even though that may sound cliche at times, I will tell you without a doubt that you will help someone in this community each and every day. There's absolutely no doubt about that. You will help a victim, you will help someone. Each and every day that you come to work, that's what we do. You're going to do a variety of different jobs within one profession. Every day is going to be different. Every day is going to be unique. Some more challenging than others. But I believe that's what you signed up for. You're going to be asked to do so many things in a 12-hour shift. You may start your day protecting a crime scene, then be called to help locate a senior citizen who's gone missing. During that same shift, you may be asked to go help a victim advocate deliver the news that none of us want to hear, that a loved one has passed. When you finally get a dinner break and sit down to eat, small children will come up to you, ask you 101 questions. They want to know everything about you, what's on your duty belt, what you do in this job. You're going to be judged. We're all judged. Each and every day, you'll be judged by your supervisors, by your peers, by the media. You're getting used to it, it's part of it. But no one will judge you more than the public that you serve. Because they expect us to do the right thing all the time. And when we don't do that, they will criticize us. But I will guarantee you this, they will be the first to praise you, to defend you, and to help you in any way they can when we're doing the right thing. They will be your biggest defender. They will bring you food to the station. They will try to pay for your meal when you sit down to eat. After you talk to that little kid who asked you the 101 questions, they will want to show their appreciation. So my question to you is, how are you going to treat them? You may stop 100 cars in a 1 month period. But you need to remember that those people that you are stopping, that you're interacting with, that may be the first and only time they have any involvement at all with law enforcement. And the way that you treat them is going to be the way that they perceive all of us. If you are respectful and professional, all of us will be respectful and professional. If you are rude and discourteous, then we will always, in their mind, be rude and discourteous. So it's really, really simple when it comes to how you should act. If that was your family member that was being stopped by a police officer, how would you want them to be treated? Just treat everyone that you come in contact with the same way. It's really not that difficult. It's really that easy. Now, there are going to be times, as you know, that there are going to be people that we deal with that only want to be treated one way. And that's how we treat them. We'll take care of business when it's time. But the day-to-day contacts that you have with people just looking for advice, trying to get some help, just treat them respectfully. Sometimes we have law enforcement officers that believe that this badge gives them the power to do whatever they want to do. They don't last. That's not what this badge is all about. This badge represents something a lot deeper than that. It means that we're there to help our community, to protect our community, to be there for our community. In a few minutes, you're going to take an oath of office. What does that oath mean to you? How do you want this profession to treat you? How do you want to be remembered daily? Once again, it's really easy. You go out and you do the right thing. And I used to say back in the old days, that always act like you're being taped. But now every day we are being taped. So I can't say that anymore. We're being taped too. And we have a tape, right? We have body cams on our chest, so everything that you do is constantly being monitored. But that's okay. As long as we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. You're gonna make mistakes. Look at me. And look all that gold sitting there in that front eye. Okay, now look back at me and say this. Our very first day, when we sat down in that patrol car with our MTO, we did not know squat. We knew nothing, okay? We knew absolutely nothing. We may have thought we did, but we were greener than this uniform that I have on. We had to learn every day. You're gonna go through the same trials and tribulations that we went through. The same good days and the same not so good days that we went through. And then one day, you're gonna wake up, you're gonna put that uniform on, you're gonna get in that patrol car, and everything's gonna click. It's just gonna become second nature to you. So don't worry about the mistakes. What I want you to know that we can train you and help you through mistakes. What we can't help you through is not telling the truth. We have an obligation to tell the truth, no matter what. That's what we stand for. That's what the oath of office means. That's what we do. I can help you, they can help you through everything else. But when a police officer lies, it's over. You make a mistake, you own it. It's really that simple. We'll help you through it, I promise you. Continue to educate yourself. Continue to get better at this job that you have chosen, this profession. If you want to be a supervisor, if you want to be sitting here one day, it's yours. You just keep learning each and every day. Have hobbies that have nothing to do with law enforcement. If all of your friends talk in 10 codes, even when you're off, yeah, get some other friends, okay? Have an outlet, weightlifting, running, whatever. Just have an outlet. And you're gonna have to share things with your family. All right, family, let me turn back around here to you. I've been doing this job for 40 years. When I first started, there was no mental health assistance. We did the job, we saw what we saw, and we moved on to the next call. The only talking that we did was amongst each other. We don't do that anymore. We're gonna take care of your babies. We're gonna make sure that mentally they are ready to do this job each and every day. And if there's something that's bothering them, we're gonna make sure they have someone to talk to. But I need to ask a favor from you. We miss a lot of holidays. Shift work is not the best type of work for family events and for holidays. Does it really matter though, family, if you have Thanksgiving on a Friday instead of a Thursday, as long as we're together? Does it really matter if you wait a couple hours before you open up those gifts? Does it really matter if you postpone that birthday party one day? I mean, you're gonna have to include them. There are gonna be times when they don't want to talk about what they just went through. Just be there for them. And we'll be there for them as well. That's just part of it. And the reason that is, families, We see the worst this community has to offer, and sometimes we don't want to share that with you. We don't want you to know about all that. Just kind of want to deal with it, take care of the job and the task at hand, and move on. So you just continue to communicate with them, and you communicate with your families. That's very important. It took me a long time to understand the importance of that. Now, and my wife would tell you today, I'm still not very good at it, but I'm better than I was 40 years ago. But we're going to take care of that side because it's important for all of us to do so. So you have my word on that. So I want to leave you with this. You have an obligation to serve this community. And you're here today because we know you can do it. I ask you once again to never forget everything that you've gone through to get to this moment here. When things get a little rough, think about everything you've already gone through. And you'll be fine. So when you are talking to that loved one who just lost a family member, spend as much time as you can with them, console them, stay with them as long as you can. When you're looking for that senior who has lost their way, do everything you can to help those family members find them. And when that young child asks you those 101 questions about everything that you're wearing, I just want you to get down on one knee. I want you to look at them in the face. I want you to answer every single one of their questions. Because in their eyes, you are a true superhero. And we appreciate you for the job that you're about to do. God bless you. God bless you all.
Thank you, Sheriff. Not much more to be said than that. So just going to let that resonate with you and certainly with you. We talked about how tough it is to get into this academy, how tough it is to stay in this academy. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that as we get into our academic conversation in a couple of minutes. But there's a couple of people in the class that take on even more responsibility. They don't just have to come to class every day and make sure they're doing everything that they need to do to be successful. They also take on the responsibility of being the staff's eyes and ears and being that conduit to us. They take on a huge responsibility as our class leaders or our class commanders. And we had two very good ones in this, and they did an excellent job, and I want to recognize them, and they're going to come forward, and they have a presentation and some comments to make as well. And that's Kyle Keenan and Connor Chapman.
Good evening, everybody. On behalf of myself, my classmates, and staff that supported us throughout this academy, I'd like to thank you for attending tonight's program. You're about to see the culmination of long nights, early mornings, and months of toil. As much as we sacrificed, you were all right there sacrificing with us. We thank you for your support.
We'd also like to thank Chief Romine, Dr. Gilray, Coordinator Chevalier, Instructor Merrill, Captain Mislin, and the many instructors at the Manatee Technical College for Law Enforcement for their endless dedication and passion for making MTC one of the best technical institutions in the state of Florida. Your tireless work has created a flexible, evolving framework that trains officers to perform their duties professionally and safely. Once again, thank you. Enjoy the program.
Thank you. We have some special awards that we want to present at this time. And just like I just said, our class leaders, our class commanders take on a huge responsibility. And even though they just sat down, we're going to ask them to get up again and come back. And we're going to present them with their award for serving as our class leaders. We have several fun awards that we want to, we have one more. Go ahead, back up here, take another picture. As I was saying, we have some special awards that we call our fun awards, and they don't even know who's receiving these awards, so it's always a lot of fun to give these out. Our first of which is our Firearms or our Top Gun Award. We have some people that come into the program and they think they know a little and they think they know a lot, but it doesn't really matter because we have to be able to teach them and train them in the way that they need to be taught according to state standards and as far as law enforcement tactical training goes. And so we cover an awful lot of material with them. They were an exemplary group. The state just changed our firearms curriculum, and I can tell you what they had to go through was much more rigorous and much more challenging than what we have had to do in the past. And they all did very, very well. But we do have our Top Gun Award, our best shooter in the class, and that's Sean Weaver. Our next award goes to our best driver. When I first took this job a little over 11 years ago, this was known as the Dale Earnhardt Award. And there any NASCAR fans still around out there? All right, good. Steve, I know you are. So glad you raised your hand. Well, the first thing I did was I changed that. Nothing against Dale, like Dale fine, but I changed it to the Dale Earnhardt Jr. Award. And for those of you who do follow NASCAR, I can make one pledge to you from here. It will never be known as long as I'm here as the Kyle Busch Award because I just don't like that guy. So it is the Dale Earnhardt Jr. Award. It goes to our best driver, and that's Robert Mayer. We talked a little bit about the stressors of this academy and how hard this academy is. We explained to every one of them when they come in, you are no longer in high school, you're no longer in college, as some people are used to college being. In the course of this academy, it's a little bit different setup. They have 19 total exams during the course of the academy. They take an exam after every block of instruction. C's don't fly in the law enforcement academy. You have to score an 80 or above to pass an exam. If you fail an exam and you do not score above an 80, you're out, whether that's the second exam or the last exam. So that's a lot of pressure to be under over the course of these 6 months that they're here taking these exams. This class was exceptional. I will tell you right now, the sheriff mentioned it. This is the first class we've had in a while that they just finished on Friday. They all took their state exams either yesterday or today, got a 100% pass rate. Everybody's sitting up here passing their exams. I'll tell you somebody else that deserves a round of applause for that. That's our instructors, making sure that they were prepared for that. So round of applause. This particular class finished with a 94.13 grade point average. I'm here to tell you folks that's exceptional. That's a very good grade point average over the course of these 6 months. But with a 98.8 GPA, let me say that again, 98.8 GPA was Nicholas Leadham. Let's give all of them a round of applause. Well, let's get to the reason why we're all here. Right? They spent the last 6 months going through this academy to get one thing, and that's these certificates that are laying up here on the table. So I'm going to ask Instructor Merrill and Coordinator Chevalier to come up and assist me in presenting the certificates.
Chelsea Bradford. Anthropology and a minor in history. She has aspirations to become a future instructor to help shape future generations of volunteers. Kyle Queenan. Born in Brandon, Florida, raised in Plant City. He's currently serving in the Army National Guard. He's very blessed to have a wife and 2-year-old son who supports him in all of his endeavors. Kyle Keating. Kyle's 32 years old. He's from Long Island, New York, and has a degree in botany and horticulture. Jacob Carhart. He's from Palm Beach County. He's a former martial arts instructor and is excited to start his law enforcement career. Alexandra Lopez. Born and raised in Long Island, New York, graduated from the University of Florida with a bachelor's in sociology and a minor in communication studies. She played women's lacrosse at UF and was a college coach. Cassidy Volks. From Kamuela, Waimea, Hawaii. She's a former EMT for Manatee Beach Patrol. She's honored to serve the community to aid in securing the blessings of liberty. Gabrielle Correa. She's a first-generation college graduate, oldest brother in the family, and enjoys helping people in need. Sean Weaver. Sean is 24 years old and is currently engaged. He is born and raised in Manatee County. Go Mustangs. Nicholas Leadham. He has his bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Plattsburgh State University in New York, worked as a juvenile probation officer with the Department of Juvenile Justice for 7 years, and is most proud of his 2 daughters, Charlotte and Riley. Gavin Cody. Gavin's from Sanford, Maine. He's 21 years old, and he graduated high school in 2021. Connor Chapman.
Graduated from St. Leo University with a degree in criminal justice and criminalistics, ran cross country and track in high school and college, and served as a team captain. He is a third generation of law enforcement. Gregory Bonet. From Los Angeles, California, he is determined to make a change, and he wants to make his family proud. Alan Bramhill. He's from Virginia Beach. He's an Army veteran. He'd like you to know that he's a bigger NASCAR fan than Captain Misley. Dylan Cairo. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, third generation law enforcement. He aspires to finish his bachelor's degree and become a detective. Cooper Rogier. He's 24 years old. He's born and raised in Manatee County. He previously worked as a commercial ironworker. Robert Henderson. He's 29 years old. He served 6 years as a U.S. Army infantryman, has had aspiration to become a law enforcement officer since he was a child. Cody Bracken. Cody aspires to become a great detective like his grandpa, Jim Williamson. Served in the Marine Corps as a combat engineer and combat marksmanship coach. He wants to help build the public's faith in law enforcement officers. Robert Marr. He's from Long Island, New York. He aspires to be a part of the Marine unit. He graduated from the University of Alabama with a bachelor's in criminal justice and criminology with a minor in computing technology and applications. I'm about to get fired, but roll tide.
I've given them one more round of applause.
Chelsea Bracken and Cody Bracken, being given by their father and father-in-law, Dale Emerson. First time we've had husband and wife graduate. Alan Brown, being pinned by his brother, Evan Brenner. Dylan Cairo, being pinned by his father, retired Chief of Police John Cairo of the Buckeye County. Jacob Carhart, being pinned by his fiancee, Alicia Regalado. Connor Chapman, being pinned by his father, Captain Kerry Chapman of the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. Gabriel Correa, being pinned by his father, Nicky Cruz. Gavin Cody, being pinned by his brother, Tyler Cody. Nicholas Leadham, being pinned by his wife, Anna Leadham. Robert Marr Jr., being pinned by his father, Robert Marr. Kyle Keenan, pinned by his aunt, Christina Marlborough. Sean Weaver, being pinned by his fiancee, Alexa Gibbons.
You solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution and government of the United States and of the state of Florida, that I will enforce the laws of the state of Florida and Manatee County, that I am duly qualified to hold office under the Constitution of the state, and that I will well and faithfully perform the duties of